It's time for the InThePitsNews Truck Series to make its triumphant return back to Nashville Superspeedway here tonight. Looking forward to a fun race in the InThePitsNews Truck Series as Season 3 rolls along. We get ready for tonight's running of the BSR InThePitsNews Truck Series Nashville Superspeedway 200. I'm Dawson Allen, as always. Along with me in the booth is Adam Krueger, JCTV. Adam, how you doing?
Evening, Dawson. Excited to be with you in the booth, of course. Excited to watch this race tonight. First time we've seen these guys race at Nashville in this league. Very recognizable track, though, of course, on the schedule and many other leagues. So everyone's trying to get around it for the first time in this league, and we've had a really struggle all week, I think, Dawson, after a nice week off.
Yeah, a week of being off. Cameron Caldwell, of course, the league owner, was down in Phoenix watching some champions get crowned in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the NASCAR Cup Series down in Phoenix International Raceway. He had a fun time there, but now we're going to have a fun time here. We're going to have some racing here tonight at Nashville, and it should be a fun one. So, looking right now at your charts, it looks like the number 14 machine, that's Michael Krueger, is currently atop the board, fastest in practice, and look at that second fastest. How about Andrew Elias?
Yeah, you're doing a great job in the 44. Practice to pit entry right now. That might be very crucial tonight with long ones we could be seeing. 44 truck.
Makes his way around this course. Like I said, though, the first time here, a lot of drivers have been having issues with this, but the thing I say is it's kind of like Dover, almost, in at least the tire wear department. See here, the tire management is going to be also important to these drivers tonight to be able to make it to the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely, and Andrew got bumped to third there on the single lap speed, but I'm sure that single lap speed really isn't that important to him. He's going to be focused on that long run pace. I was just going to chat with him in the Discord server, and that's what he was focusing on with he and all of his teammates, where they are on the long run pace. It seems like Justin Rand's pretty good fall off there, too.
Justin Rand, of course, everybody, we all know Justin Rand. He is searching still for his first career win. The guy who's second right now, David Rand. He's a winner already this season at Daytona, the opener of the season. Right now, sitting second fastest. Definitely a good job. Those so far this season, a very impressive campaign for that 24.
Absolutely, still inside the top 8 in the point standing, so he's comfortably in a playoff position. And even with that win, he doesn't have to use a wild card just yet. This season. He's going to try to carry that momentum. You mentioned Dover, he had a pretty decent one there going his way. And he's got a nice paint scheme tonight, one of many with music-themed paint schemes tonight, Dawson.
And that's going to be the theme tonight, is a lot of music. Of course, Nashville is known as a music city. And I'm a little bit of bias here. It's a country music city, but a lot of guys here just kind of run whatever music they see fit to drive. You'll see a lot of schemes tonight. Essentially tributes to musicians that each driver likes. So that's something to definitely look at and watch for. But you see there, looks like Durand making a practice of his stuff right there. His scheme is, I want to say, Playboy Cardi. That 14 truck is, and indeed it is the Whole Lot of Red album by Playboy Cardi. That is what the machine has on the hood of that truck. So like I said, we're Nashville Music City, so definitely a lot of guys driving a lot of different types of music. Adam, tonight, this number 47 machine will be making his 35th career start. As you see the graphic flash up there. He's not the only one joining that illustrious group of drivers with 35 starts in this series. As you see, he slides it down in the grass there off of turn 4. He is not alone in this stat. Not only is he making his 35th career start tonight, but so is the number 30 of Alexander Kierfin. So 35 sitting on pit road right now. Both of those drivers will hit their 35th start. Alonso Chicano, Cameron Caldwell hit that the last race they ran, I should say. But now tonight, 2 more drivers will join that list, but only one has yet to find victory lane, and that is that 47 of Brett Bennett. Everybody else has been able to make it to a win so far in their career, but Brett Bennett still has yet to find victory lane.
Many times on the bigger racetracks like Daytona and Talladega and Dover last season. So really awesome. Like that in the time period. We had a great one there last season. Third place there this season. So it's looking for another result like that tonight and maybe strike a win.
Now we can look for the guy that's faster than him right now. You see him all over pit road to make a practice pit stop. That is the number 1 of Jason Gracias. He is a racing winner here in the Truck Series, winning at Dover. That was his 4th career win. The big thing that's going to be a factor tonight, he is going to have a penalty. He'll have to serve a drive-through after the incident at Dover. Of course, if you go back to that race, looking back at it, the incident that the one car had, I think it was run in on track, led to a caution at the perfect timing for this one truck that was able to kind of help him at least get back on the strategy. Not very happy with that.
And it sounded intentional to some people. They thought his comments over the race radio led to that contact, and they didn't really like to have him talk in the race, and they were very vocal about it in our interviews post-race, and they said a lot more in the Discords where they were very on PC, of course, and yeah, Jason took the blame for it in his interview, but some didn't think it was enough, and penalty we see very consistent in the league, so
yeah, but at the same time, he's able to still get the win there. So at the end of the day, I mean, you know, scoring past the penalty after getting the win, I think is just kind of nothing, you know, especially for someone like Jason Gracias. You know, that was his 4th career win. Wins across 3 seasons, and he's been, you know, very much a part-time driver. You know, those 4 wins have come in just 13 starts. Only 1 race has he not finished, and that was Talladega's season. So, you know, he's been at the running at the end of all these things. He's only had 3 finishes outside the top 10. I should say everything else is in the top 10. When he comes into a race, he generally dominates. He has led over 100 laps in 4 races that he's in. All of those coming in short tracks. So Richmond twice, Iowa, and laps on those tracks. In the season 2. So it's definitely a driver to keep your eye on him showing up. He's a driver that can get to the front and get the win. So he'll be looking for number 5 tonight. And that stat and tie in with Cameron Caldwell.
All the statistics that Jason has, if you look at the stats in the league, he is an outlier in many categories across the board between all seasons, especially last season. Hard time schedule when he ran, dominated so many categories. If he continues to show up, he might do the same this season, and that might be one reason why I really like him on track. And another reason is, of course, his very aggressive, controversial driving style. You see it time and time again, but he's going to be looking to do it from the rear of the field tonight, and probably after going a lap down on the initial start, he's going to get kind of yellow.
Well, he'll have at least one yellow to come out. I mean, that's the thing. Now, for something like this to happen at the start, it's meant that you'll at least have one caution. Excuse me. You're at least guaranteed one caution in the running of this race. That is going to be at lap 38 for tonight is when our stage caution will be. Of course, as always, the top 8 at the running at the end of lap 38 will be scoring stage points. So also important to get up there at the front there at the running at the conclusion of the stage, I should say. For someone like Jason Gracias, who's not running for points, it really doesn't matter too much. Up just about a minute left here in practice, excuse me, and something I want to point out here as well. As everybody knows, I think last week the loss of a very significant figure in the NASCAR rig. We'll see if he's on the track right now as we showcase this. You see my truck. I don't know how that one got there, but it's sitting there. We'll try to get to that one later, and I'll show you what we're talking about here. But somehow my truck is currently the one sitting in the #1 pit stall. But right now, coming up to the end of this practice, it's looking like it's going to be Michael Krueger who is going to be finishing atop the board. Justin Durand is now second, David Tran third, Andrew Elias fourth, and Matthew Stotts fifth.
Looks like your joyride early to kind of bite you. Very unfortunate time for them.
Yeah, Dalton was the first person in the session, so of course he's in the pit road, and then we'll showcase my truck sitting first in the grid, which I guess I get at the same time. So checkered flag falls here in practice. Michael Krueger, Justin Durand, David Duran, Andrew Elias, Matthew Stotts, the top 5, and of course notably Jason Gracias was 6th at the end of practice. Looks like we got 22 drivers here tonight. Will they all set a qualifying time? More than likely not, but we're going to see who's going to get out on track first. I believe the first car is rolling. Looks like Zach Probst is rolling. So we'll look and see if we can follow along with the driver at the 62 as he goes out to set some of the first laps here in qualifying. As he rolls out, looks like Andrew Elias is out there. Gary Sack, Brent Bennett, Kyle Reuter, Cameron Caldwell, Nathan Fuller as well. They are currently out turning some laps. So you see that 62 crawling here. Looks like he's just trying to save the tires and get ready to build up some speed here for his warm-up lap. Definitely Orthodox way to roll off here to get to qualify. Talking about some of the drivers that are out on track right now. One of those names mentioned, Nathan Fuller, making his series debut here tonight. So another new name on the board tonight. Right now, Gary Sack, Brett Bennett, turn your first lap. Has as well. He has. Nathan Fuller and Zach Probst are heading to their first laps. To come around to get the stripe this time. Zach Probst with 31.166 in fourth. Brett Bennett with a flyer of a lap of 29.973 for his first lap. Very impressive first lap for the driver of the 47. As you see, a lot of these guys starting to take the flag, taking the line. Cameron Caldwell taking his first time lap. Then Andrew Elias with his second, puts him at a 29.954. He'll go to the top of the boards. Let's watch Zach Probst finishing off his qualifying run that time by. So we have 30.008, third fastest for the driver of the 62. Look and see who else is currently out on track. I believe Dakota Knoll will catch up with that number 55 machine as he rolls around. We've got 7th fastest so far. We still got another lap to turn. See if he can improve this time. Looks like right now he's trending on the up and up. He's in the green for now, but how much faster can he go? Can he push towards that pole time by Andrew Elias? Right now he's looking about steady, and he gets the wall off of turn 4, and just like that, The easiest thing to do in these qualifying sessions, you can botch your qualifying laps and end up throwing them away. So that's what Dakota Knoll does there. Looking to see who else is on track. I think I see him. There he is. There's the 45 of Dalton Kelly rolling off of pit road. Looking to show you what I wanted to show you here. You see that number 45 machine is decked out tonight in a tribute scheme in honor of the late Coy Gibbs. There you see that number 20 truck that Coy drove back in 2002. So Dalton Kelly paying tribute here tonight. A very touching tribute, I should say, is that number 45 truck. But right now, he is currently out there getting ready to start his first qualifying lap. As we follow the scene here. Right now, Michael Krueger is currently first fastest. Brent Bennett, Brian Haynes fourth, Zach Probst is fifth. We'll see if anybody can change that. Got some heavy hitters on track. Alonso Chicano, David Duran, Jonathan Parker, Dalton Kelly, and Matthew Stotts all currently out looking to turn their laps. And their laps done underway here. David Duran going to 12th, Alonso Chicano to 9th. Dalton Kelly will cross the stretch to 6th. That will move him to 10th. Justin Duran improves. Jonathan Parker to 5th place with 29 and 9. Duran jumps to 7th. As he comes out of 3 and 4, Dalton Kelly's second lap is going to be 29.988. That is good for, I believe, the 7th position, as David Duran has taken the pole with a 29.889. And I believe that's 19 trucks that have put down a qualifying lap. 3 drivers yet to come out on track for qualifying. Michael Walls, Jason Gracias, and Josh Coppernoll have yet to hit the track and make a qualifying attempt. As Dalton Kelly rolls to a stop, looking to see if anybody is currently out on track with any activity. But I do not believe there is any right now. We'll try to take a look and see. Indeed, there's no more because we are currently gridding for the start of tonight's race. So let's say we take a look at the starting lineup presented by Mardon Technologies. So as we head down to the grid, starting on the pole for tonight's event, it's David Duran, to his outside, Michael Krueger. Then in row 2, it's going to be teammates Andrew Elias and Brett Bennett, both SPLD, making up row 2. Then in row 3, it's the 86 of Brian Haynes and the 81 of Jonathan Parker. Following them in row 4, it's Dalton Kelly and Zach Probst. And rounding out your top 10 is Justin Duran and Kyle Reuter. Adam.
Damon Caldwell and Alonso Chicano, teammates there in row 6, are going to start in the 11th and 12th with Alexander Coffin and Nathan Fuller making his debut to the league in row 7. Gary Sack and Caleb McCurry make up row 8 with Dakota Knoll and Aaron Siciliano on the outside of row 9. Matthew Stotts inside of row 10 with Michael Walls rounding out the top 20 positions.
And the last 2 trucks on the grid, number 1, Jason Gracias, and the number 42, Josh Coppernoll. That is your field. 22 drivers set to do battle here tonight. And Adam, who's your pick to win?
I'm going to go with one of the trucks we saw very fast in practice. Right there we see him on the outside, the 14, Michael Krueger. He won last race at Watkins Glen. I think he's going to go back-to-back for the first time. He was winless for a very long time between his Dover win last season and Watkins Glen. I think he's going to continue that. He won concrete race last season at Dover, of course, so it's going to be a pretty familiar track for him tonight, I think.
Well, you're taking the 14. I'm going to the back half of the field. I'm going with somebody who's a little further back, and it might be a little bit of a cliche pick, but I think he'll be able to turn it around and get it done here despite the penalty. I think you'll see the one of Jason Gracias find his way to victory lane here tonight. So Jason Gracias is my pick to win. Space car leads the field out of turns 1 and 2, out of pit lane. We will remind you, 150 laps here tonight. The stage is lap 38. It'll be a day-to-night transition race. very beautiful track this is. And so we're getting ready to go here. David Duran, how about this on the pole? And to his outside is Michael Krueger. Pace car leading them into it. Remember, they go on the green flag when we get to it. So David Duran, your pole sitter for tonight's event. So this field comes around turns 3 and 4. David Duran and Michael Krueger, they are going to lead us to the green flag. We're racing here at Nashville. Gets out front of Michael Krueger, but you see the field kind of fanning out back behind him. Everybody just going to kind of slide. Looks like somebody's sliding in the grass, actually. Looking to see who it was. Or no, that was just Jason Grossi's coming to pit road. Excuse me. I could have sworn he was in the grass and not on the pit road. It looked just about like he missed it. Try to get down there and serve the penalty.
Wide angle on the pit road at Dawson. This race is very unique the way the angle of pit road goes down the front straightaway though, so it is very strange when we see green flag pit stops later on in the race, not for a long time though, but hopefully Gracias made it there if he didn't. Mike Krueger looking on the inside of David Duran here going into turn 1. Can't make anything happen of it though. This is David Duran's second career pole. You know his first, Dawson, was California Season 1. Way back, over a year ago probably in the calendar, year-wise, but a long time ago in terms of the racing.
Yeah, he's had quite a bit of time between that first pole and this second one here, but it doesn't matter how long it is between them as long as you can get him. But right now you see just up ahead, there is the one of Jason Gracias. He's just right ahead of our race leaders, having to serve this penalty. So it'll be interesting to see how Gracias can hold off the rest of the field here. If he can catch a quick yellow, it definitely help, but at the same time, he's got one guaranteed and a ways away, so as long as he can just maintain this free pass or this position ahead of the leaders.
The thing right now is he's got the clean air, so we'll see if he's able to run away from David Duran and Mike Krueger. David Duran continues to run a higher line going into turn 1, Dawson, compared to Krueger. See if that's going to continue on later in this run.
Simple as just riding that same line over and over. But you know, we're going to look back here. Here's Cameron Caldwell, the number 12 machine, currently sitting in the 8th position. Not really been able to move anywhere. Right now, you see some side-by-side ahead of him. It's Jonathan Parker and Brett Bennett. There you see Alex Garrett coming around, trying to make a run to his outside of Gary Sack back there in the 89 machine. So some battles going on through the middle of the field here. I think further back is the 48 of Michael Walls and the 29 of Caleb McCurry. They are battling position just up ahead of Cameron Caldwell, Brett Bennett, and Jonathan Parker. This is the battle for 6th. How about
cut it to the apron and make it 3 wide going into turn 1, backs out of it.
Cam wants to go. He wants to get past both these drivers and try to make a run to the front here. Right now he's stuck behind the 47 and the 81, and like we mentioned, there's Brett Bennett there. He's 35th career start, but not too far behind him either. A 30 of Alex Kiffin. He is also making his 35th career start. Just to look at some of the basic stats for the driver of the number 30 machine, Alex Griffin has a good track record himself. I do say so. That we see his track record right now. With 1 pole in his career, he's got 2 wins, 14 top 5s, 26 top 10s. He's got 167 laps led and 2 hits today. So definitely a highlight list of just some good stats there for that number 30 truck. But he's looking to add more to it, and definitely is one of the center of this guy. this battling happens a little bit further back. David Duran starting to creep away from the field here. Pulling away from Michael Krueger. Brian Haynes definitely looking to see if he can stretch his legs and run. David Duran as he continues to lead the way here for the field at Nashville. Battle's still ongoing for the 10th spot. It's between Perfect and Zach. They're still side by side. You see they're kind of losing time to Zach Probst. You see Alonso Chicano and Cole have gone up to them. Alonso Chicano driving that rush-based pace scheme we mentioned in the team tonight. There's that number 45 machine. A lot of those guys that are Radius Racing or Vortex Racing have got some kind of thing. You see up ahead, Alex Hurd from that number 30. He's got a journey scheme. So all the musical tastes are out here tonight. This race in the Music City.
See Kyle Ruda right there in the 9 truck in the middle of this fight. I don't think we've seen him too often this season in that mode in PC. Chavy's going to drive right to the back of the Renault there entering turn 3. You see Gary Sack now lose position to and then fight Chicano on the turn 4.
Say we haven't seen him often. How about I mention this is his first start of the season? His last start coming all the way back in Talladega, where of course went on to win the race. All that mattered to him, he led one lap that race, and it was the last lap. So he has not raced since that win, but now currently out here running in the 14th position, battling with Dakota Knoll. Of course, Dakota Knoll as well, another one of those drivers who's got a bit of a story with him. He was able to score his first career win earlier this year at Phoenix. Very good run, very good finish there. Led 123 of the 150 laps. He pretty much dominated it. So definitely, got that monkey off his back, definitely looking to make some more progress, but currently scored 14th, not able to do too much.
Got big time loose there off of 2-2, I believe, Dawson, and Rudy took advantage of that and was able to take that 13th spot from him.
Looking back up ahead here, Brett Bennett is on a trend. In fact, he has currently scored 9th, now under fire from Alex Perfect for what would be that 9th position. This number 47 machine, of course, started up there in the 4th position, so he's just been on a backslide ever since he dropped the green flag. So he had that short run pace, he had that good 2-lap run, but after that, everything else is just kind of falling flat for this 47 machine. Battle though, currently the lead. David Duran battle for 3rd. Justin Duran gets by Brian Haynes, now moving him into the 3rd position. Of course, it would not be a more fitting scheme for Justin Duran than the Duran scheme that he is running here tonight. So very fitting for the driver of the 5 machine. He's being hit by Michael Krueger. We'll see that one tonight.
Only a second away from it happening as it stands on the racetrack right now between the 14 and the 5 trucks. Seen it quite often this season. You mentioned earlier David's first career win came at Daytona to kick off the season, and that came off of the front bumper of Justin, who pushed David to the win, defended them off of turn 4 to score that 1-2 victory, and another second place finish for Justin. And we keep mentioning the comparisons to Dover, the race earlier this season there. Justin, of course, dominated that race, led the most laps, should have won if not for a costly mistake entering pit road, and finished second, I believe, in that race there too. And Michael Krueger finished 4th, and David finished 5th there. So a lot of the strong guys running up front so far.
Yeah, we mentioned Justin Duran. He's had a lot of ability to be up there in these races. He's been able to get up front. He's been able to lead these races. He just has not been able to close them. You know, he's been running for a while. This is his 31st career start. And to say it's his second season is kind of, you know, whatever, because he ran a couple races in season 1, but, you know, the majority of his races came in season 2. He's finished second a whopping 6 times. So definitely looking for that first career win still is Justin Duran. Of course, he won the Rookie of the Year last year. Almost was in the title lead. Just came up short after an error coming to pit road. He was still able to hold off Rookie of the Year over Michael Krueger. Right now, currently in third, looking to hold off Brian Haynes and try to hunt down this second place and possibly lead the race. Essentially kind of come in. He did this year what we saw out of Joseph Lester and Michael Krueger last year. This driver of the 81, where he has come in, he's made his few starts to start the season, but man, has he gone out and done it. He has gotten 2 wins thus far in his career. Those wins coming in, I believe it was Vegas and Auto Club. It was back-to-back, I believe, too. You know, this is definitely a good run, and you know, he's had a very successful rookie campaign. This number 81 has currently scored 5th right now as he made the pass on Dalton Kelly, and now we see some more guys side by side a little bit further back, but this 81 is looking to march forward as well.
Yeah, Parker's done a really great job, Dawson, and you mentioned great opening start to his rookie campaign. He's leading the point standings right now as it stands, and he's got a pretty decent sized gap over Michael Krueger for that point lead.
Yeah, able to hold it off. He's been so successful this year. He has one finish outside of the top 10, and that was an 11th place finish in Phoenix. Outside of that, he has finished in the top 10 in every other race. Currently sitting, you know, with 2 wins and top 5s out of 8 races. So, you know, 50% of the time he will finish in that top 5. But right now, out front, it's still David Duran.
Yeah, but I think the 14 just getting just a little bit bigger in his mirror. He's been able to shave the lead down from a second to about 7/10 that last time by. It's growing a little bit now. It's fluctuating. I think it's going to go back and forth a little bit to the stage end, Dawson. You might see maybe a fight with Justin catching Michael there too.
Yeah, this stage is nowhere near over yet. They still got about 14 laps to go to get to the end of this one. The lap times are slowing up for sure. And the one who's only keeping it a little bit more consistent is Michael Krueger, but Duran has been the fastest the last couple laps, so kind of a back and forth on who's going to get what. But right now, Justin Duran is currently hounding the back of Michael Krueger. This would be for second. There, and you see a pass being made for 4th. Jonathan Parker gets by Brian Haynes. Battles all over this track. Just barely ahead of Justin Duran as they continue to battle for second. Trying to still close the gap though on David, who's kind of stalled out a little bit here. They've not really been able to gain too much. They are slowly closing in on the race. They have 10 laps to go in the stage. And Justin Duran is right there all over the back bumper of Michael Krueger looking for second.
Justin hasn't been able to make it on to the inside of Krueger at all throughout this run, of course, but he has been poking that nose on that 5 truck up and down all over the racetrack into each corner, Dawson, trying to make something work here.
The more they do this, though, that's going to allow Justin, that's going to allow David, to run away. The more they continue to fight for this position, that they don't try to just like set still and hunt him down. And also, too, what it's opened the door for. It's opened the door for the fastest truck on track, Jonathan Parker, to close back up and get within striking distance here. He is now 4th. He is currently 6/10 of a second behind Justin. And he is just right there ready to pounce. But then the fastest lap time of the race, 31.4 compared to the leader's 31.7. So he's definitely cutting that gap here. Try to get the position. Taking his part on gyro cam here inside the number 5 machine. Oh, into the wall even too.
That was heavy contact with the outside wall there, Dawson. That's going to slow him down enough to allow Parker to get to the outside going into turn 1. They're going to race for the position. Justin's going to slide up with that right side damage.
And we're going to take it back and look and see that hit off of turn 4. You see buried in the wall pretty good. He's got it too hot off of turn 4. Puts it in the wall, and just like that, battling for 2nd, and now going to have to try to hang on to 4th.
Parker was able to clear that 5 machine there going into turn 1, or off of turn 2, and allowed Parker to close up a little bit on Krueger for that that 2nd position. And you see that 5 truck still skating a lot higher line here. He's just going to try and survive to the end of the stage and make repairs there. Luckily, he knows he's got that caution coming soon. Dawson, that looks like a product of dirty air. Stuck up right behind the 14 truck, is stuck up right underneath the rear tailgate.
Yeah, indeed it did. It looked like he just got sucked right up into the wall. With no chance of even, trying to make a save at it, so.
Such a narrow corner exit here at Nashville.
That's the way it goes. Continue to watch David Rain continuing to lead all the laps. Michael Krueger trying to close, but he's going to have to worry because Jonathan Parker is right there. All up on the back bumper now of that 14, I should say, excuse me. Looking to see if he can make a move, get some more points. Get by that 14 truck. Battle here. While they do so, they're still closing that gap, so stage isn't quite over yet. Still got 2 laps to go here. If Parker can move by this 14 in enough time, he may have a shot at getting that stage win. But noticing too, Brian Haynes has just passed Justin Duran. They are battling back there for what is the 4th and the 5th position. And there you see Parker going to the bottom. Try to see if he can make something work. Durand now slipping back to 6th, and a look to see if he can hang on to at least get some stage points here. But right now, it's the last lap of the stage. David Durand has led them all. Can he close it out and secure his first stage win of the season? It looks like he will. Michael Krueger, Jonathan Parker side by side, the top two in points, battling for second. As you see the field spreading out, coming through into three for the final time in this stage. At the line, it's going to be David Durand. He'll win the stage here at Nashville, and just at the line, Michael Krueger just barely edges out over Jonathan Parker. Brian Haynes fourth, Zach Probst fifth. Justin Durand is able to hold on to sixth. Cameron Caldwell seventh, and the final point for the stage is going to go to Dalton Kelly. David Durand, he is going to be your stage winner here at Nashville. He secures his first stage win of the season. It's 8 bonus points going into the bank here. Good, strong start here for David Durand. Field comes around, going to be getting their pit stops in today for the first time. These guys are going to very much appreciate getting that set of tires. Race off pit road. It looks like, ooh, a little loose coming off pit road, but David Durand's going to hold on. It looks like he wins the race off pit road. Jonathan Parker second, Michael Krueger third, Brian Haynes fourth, Cameron Caldwell is off fifth, and that looks like that's what it's going to be after the battle on pit road. So David Durand wins the race off, but he will not assume the race lead here. Matter of fact, it looks like the 44 of Andrew Elias staying out. To get a lap led. So as he leads this lap, he'll pull it down pit road, and that'll hand the lead back to David Durand. So he was able to win the stage. Adam, what do you say we call him up?
Let's do it. Hey David Durand, you got a copy? Well, David, you were able to lead almost, I think, actually every lap there from the pole and stage. Great job there holding off Krueger and your brother there. What more do you need for this end of this race?
Hopefully that can go green the whole way, and try to cut the rest of the race into thirds, or maybe halves, depending how long the run is, and just hope this stays on a long run because the truck's pretty good. So just hope and keep it green the rest of the way and see what happens.
Wish you luck here on this restart.
A little rushed, but he's got no time to think about anything else. He's getting ready to go back green here as you see the field coming through after they went to the juice cone. David Durand, Jonathan Parker, Michael Krueger, Brian Haynes, Dalton Kelly, the top five. Durand choosing the high lane here for this race. Pace car dives back onto pit road. The field falls back into the hands of David Durand. Into the Geico restart zone. Here we go. And the green flag will be displayed. We're back underway here at Nashville. Oh, wrecking, spinning. Brett Bennett is around.
Caution.
typical Brett Bennett fashion.
He was lucky not to get hit by any other trucks there. He's got left side damage, but keeps going. A little bit of drift there going into turn one.
Having to start.
Michael Laws making it 3 wide in contact there.
Got some help in contact with Aaron Siciliano. Some damage now to Brett Bennett. Mentioned his 35th career start tonight. Not how he wanted to go. Sitting 21st now with some damage to that truck. You see that 06 machine of Aaron Siciliano. It's too bad on that front, but he did hit it pretty good on the left side of Brett Bennett. Well, Adam, that's kind of the way things go here, you know. Cautions breed cautions. Takes one caution, and then all of a sudden they bunch back up, and something else happens, and then another thing happens. So that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, we saw in that long one, everyone gets so spread out, and everyone races so differently when you get in that mojo of just being fanned out like that in the long run. With the Muckers, and we just got bunched up like you mentioned, and field stacked up together. They're going into turn one.
You know, we're just watching the field under caution here as they continue to navigate behind the pace car. Something I want to point out here, when we come to the stripe this time, this will be David Duran's 45th lap led tonight. On his career, he has only led 39 laps before tonight, so this is one of those performances where you look at that, you can bump it back up, and you can see where some improvements have been made and how this 24 machine is driving. So you see they're choosing this time. But 45 laps led on the night, that is 6 more than he has led his entire career. So definitely off to a great start tonight for that 24 machine. So as we come back around this next time, we will get the green flag once more. David Duran once again choosing the outside lane. Jonathan Parker going to his inside. There you see Michael Krueger in the inside lane. Brian Haynes outside. Then it's Cameron Caldwell and Dalton Kelly making up row 3. Row 4 is Alex Kerfin and Kyle Reuter. And then row 5 is Kayla McCurry and Alonzo Chicano. And that's your top 10 as they run after the choose. Restart. To his inside, Jonathan Parker, the points leader, coming to the Geico restart zone. We're going to get back underway here, racing once again in Nashville. And a phenomenal restart. David Duran gets him clear out to the race lead.
Michael Krueger was able to take the good position. They fought for that position on the restart through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Dalton Kelly in that 45 truck. Was on the inside of Haynes through 1 and 2. Cameron Caldwell to his inside, now going to the back straightaway 3 wide into turn 3.
Dalton Kelly backing out of it wisely, but still maybe a little bit of contact almost from Cameron Caldwell there. You see Alex Kerfin trying to run the top side. Dalton Kelly had gotten up to 4th, now dropped him back to 6th, under fire from Alex Gerfin as they continue to fight behind. Looking up front, battle for the lead starting to brew. Jonathan Parker is running back down that number 24 truck.
Totally different corner approaches right there through turns 3. Gonna come out almost the same as all the opposite corner. At the line, it was about what, 10th and a half there, or 10th and 1.18 seconds there at the line there between the two of them, and we'll see Parker lose the time through 1 and 2, Dawson.
Yeah, it was very slightly a different lap time. Parker ran a 30.16, Durand a 30.21. Was that close to the line there, but still Parker is faster. Definitely trying to see if he can make the move to get by Durand and try to check out from the field. But something else I see looking a little further back in the field. And what I see on the knocking on the door for a top 10 is Jason Gracias currently scored 11th. But right now, Jonathan Parker peeked to the inside. He's here for the race lead at Nashville. Can he get by the 24?
Definitely the closest he's been, definitely the closest anyone's been on challenging that 24 for the lead tonight. Looked like he was barely on the inside there through 1 and 2, but wasn't able to make the job happen off the exit of turn 2. He's back in line though, 3/10 back.
This time live, 99 laps to go here at Nashville. Battle for the race lead is heating up. Jonathan Parker is right there. He wants the spot. Meanwhile, a little further back, Cameron Caldwell has taken 4th from Brian Haynes. But now, David Durand under fire for the top spot. As you see there, Michael Krueger right there in 3rd, trying to catch up. Kyle Reuter passes Dalton Kelly as he drops back another spot. Now back to 8th. Now under fire from Martin Toronto. You see that 35 battle for the top 5 to now dropping back almost out to the top.
Stuck on the outside lane right here, so I think he's going to get passed by Michael Walls and maybe Jason Gracias as well. If he can get help here, riding down this back straightaway, it looks like he had momentum going his way there, but going into the he's just going to lose it off losing that 38 on the outside.
Trying to get back over there to it. At least Jason Gracias is, you see, he started with that penalty. A starting position for him somehow, some way. He started nowhere. It says he didn't start anywhere, but he started 22nd, serving a pit penalty. He is currently up to 11th, but now the battle's still brewing for the race lead. At least it was. Now it's starting to fade. That number 4 truck, slowly setting faster lap times, but I don't know if that's a tire conservation tactic by Parker, or he's trying to save stuff from the later of the run, or if that's just the Durand just much better.
Seems like we saw Parker save his stuff in that opening stage. He was running in the 6th position almost the entirety of the 20-lap run, and then as soon as it started to be crunch time, he started picking off truck after truck through the field. He got up to 3rd position, I believe, Dawson, and he's been setting up all race just to be in the position he wants to be. Long way to go here tonight.
Still a lot of laps left. So as we watch them come down the back straightaway, we're going to take you on a quick side-by-side break, but you don't want to go anywhere. We've still got plenty of action left here in Nashville. So let's go take you to a quick commercial break. Take side-by-side.
I take a sheet in the library to stay focused.
I take a sheet the first thing in the morning to wake up.
I take a sheet before a long ride.
I've taken a sheet ride in the cockpit.
Everyone knows that old NASCAR legend about how drivers, go during a race. So naturally, we were curious.
Kevin, no bathroom break?
Nope, all set.
Hey, Kevin.
What's going on? Excuse me. I mean, those fire suits are made of high-tech fabric.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Looking at the rain. You guys go on, I'll catch up.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Hey, man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh, man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. Well, the race
All right, fine. Are we good? We're good.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Napa know how. Napa know
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Woo! Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advanced Auto Parts. Learn more at advancedautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
We welcome you back here. You didn't miss a thing at Nashville Superspeedway. David Durant continued to lead, but Jonathan Parker is right in his tire tracks. Right there with the leader. He is in striking distance now as we approach lap 64.
2 tenths separate these leaders, and Parker has closed the gap tremendously. You mentioned Dawson. Lap after lap, he is trying to make an attack on David Durant for this race lead. David has been in control all race long. He said he wanted more of that when we spoke to him at the stage break. He wanted more green flag runs, but I think that's Parker's strong suit. Mentioned that just before that break, that's where he was fastest in that stage, and here he is diving to the inside of turn 3.
Trying to get the nose under that number 24 truck to see if he can go for the race lead, but he can't quite get it off just yet. Durant continues to defend and hold his position. But how much longer can he hold on? It's in a battle further back. It's a battle for 8th. Jason Gracias, Michael Walls. Gracias trying to make a march to the front right now. He's up to 8th. As you see now to the inside, here comes Jonathan Parker going for the race lead. Still side by side, I believe at that line at that time, I believe the lap led into Jonathan Parker, but now he's going to clear out front. New leader up front, Jonathan Parker takes over here at Nashville.
David Durant fighting back on the outside though, Dawson. It's not over yet as they fight into turn 3. Let's see if he can keep that outside lean rolling.
Try for all he's got, can't quite do it. Parker will clear, maybe try the crossover back to the inside if he can get there. Durant is still right there on the back bumper of the 81. Searching around to see what he can do, but just can't quite do anything. I see a truck slow. He slowed up big time. Zach Groves is coming to pit road here. Looks like he got the hole pretty good there. 62 did.
Big right side damage there on that 62 you mentioned, and coming to pit road and see if he's going to fix that. Well, obviously going to try and fix this truck here and see what he can do rest of this race. Not really running for points usually, so we'll see if he's going to fix that and maybe stay only one lap down here, Dawson. Try and hope for a lucky dog.
Yeah, right now it'll be the only car, will be the second truck, any amount of laps down. Actually, he just left the session. But somebody else I see, Dakota Knoll is on pit road right now. He's been on pit road for 5 laps, it looks like. So something must have happened to this 55 that led to that happening. You wonder if it had anything to do with the
saw
driver.
another truck plummet through the running order. I think it was Brett Bennett. He was down to 19th now. Not sure if that was unrelated or not, but around the same time, it was when we were watching the battle for the lead. They both went through the field, and you mentioned Dakota's down 5 laps. He's just getting big damage, and he's probably done for the night.
Yeah, he just pulled down pit road. Go back and look at it. He just went right down pit road. Probst also though, but Probst just flat out leaving as soon as he pulled down pit road compared to Knoll getting the damage repaired. So definitely interesting for sure. As of right now, the last car on the lap here is Siciliano, 15 seconds back in the race lead. Brett Bennett is 13 seconds back. Josh Copperdoll is 12 seconds back. I'm not sure if Copperdoll is damage based or if it's talent based, but right now scored the 18th position. There's our JCTV Chevy Silverado, driven by Josh Copperdoll. The way Josh has talked about it, Nashville Superspeedway does not suit his strong suits. His strong suits are tracks that require no brakes and all just flat out throttle. So definitely struggling here is Josh. Currently scored 18th. He is the last car without significant damage. I would say is Bennett somehow had damage from that prior incident. So Josh currently scored 18th. Looking to see if he can improve that here for that. Number 42 JCTV. So Jonathan Parker now to about over a second lead over David Duran. Once he got by him, he's checked out, but I see someone roaring to life here. Cameron Caldwell, 12.
There we see him right here, right behind Michael Krueger, who has been up front all night long and running that 3rd position right now, but that's going to be under challenge here with that 12 truck pounding him onto the outside lane here. Cameron Caldwell is switching all over this racetrack right now, and so is Brian Haynes and Kai Haruda right behind them. Teammates at DK Motorsports fighting for that 5th position, and here comes Caldwell on the inside of Krueger for 3rd.
As Caldwell goes for 3rd, we had another issue with another driver. Michael Walls has just towed it to pit road. He is currently on pit road. He just pulled it down pretty much to the pit entry and towed from there. Not too sure what happened with that 48 machine, but now he is currently on pit road getting service done. Now scored 2 laps down, so it's another driver who had issues. I wouldn't be shocked if he smacked that outside wall and just called it a race after that. But we're seeing just a lot of changes. But something else I'm seeing too, Alonso Chicano was on pit road as well. Very well could be a scheduled stop. We're 34 laps since the last stop for these drivers. That's close to the range of where we saw them pit last time by. I see some more coming down pit road actually. Justin Duran, a lot of guys on pit road it looks like. Unless they're just dropping like crazy for some reason. Alex Kerfin. Justin Duran is on pit road. This thing is flashing red at me all over the place like everybody's coming down pit road. But it's just these 3 so far, Chicano, Kerfin, and Duran. So definitely a strategy call. See if they can't start this cycle. Michael Walls has officially left the session as well. He will not be able to continue. So that will put us with drivers out of the race. So
just behind Parker Dawson, we see Caldwell has gotten around David Duran. They were side by side at the start finish line for that 2nd position after he got around Krueger for 3rd.
Durand clears wire from Krueger for the third position. As you see Krueger to the inside looking to make this move. Got another car coming down pit road, Josh Coppernell. Pull to the attention of his crew. Everybody is chasing that 81 of Jonathan Park. You see a little bit further back, though, battling hard for position. It looks like the 86 of Brian Haynes, the 9 of Kyle Reuter. Indeed it is. They are working on Michael Krueger. Trying to see if they can't make the pass work. Reuter does. Now here comes Haynes to the inside. And right behind him is that number 1. That's JC Grossi. See if they can't make a run as well. Caldwell down pit road. Looks like a little further back to me. Matthew stops as well. 2 more down pit road. Will that maybe spark a cycle?
So far, it's only been Radius trucks to make it to pit road, and Gracias is the last of those yet to hit pit road. It's still running that 6th position. Excluding Durand, who has cycled back up to the 2nd position with those two just pitting. With the Cardinal just pitting, excuse me.
Yeah, David Durand yet to come down the pit road. He might be seen about stretching a little bit further than his teammates did, but you see, tracking way off the track, you see Kyle Reuter there in 3rd, Haynes is 4th, Krueger 5th, Rossi is 6th, Fuller is currently 7th. Dalton Kelly, Andrew Elias, and Gary Sack. And something I'm shocked about, I want to point this out because it's something that's kind of like a common occurrence here. We're so used to seeing this 44 being one of the first guys down there. One of the first guys to just shoot down pit road and try to start a cycle and start a trend of everybody coming down pit road. He's just coming down pit road. And we've seen some guys now already come down pit road 5-6 laps ago. So definitely going to be interesting, shaking things up a bit. Elias staying out. Guys like Cameron Caldwell, Justin Durand, Lance Chicano, they're all hitting there. So definitely shake some things up. In my eyes, at least, seeing something like that happen.
Good job wheeling that thing down the back straightaway. Caldwell there on the fresh tires flew right past Andrew and Gary Sack, who were in their own battle for the 9th position, and Gary made it very tight there off of turn 2, and Andrew got very squirrely. I think he had to get out of the gas big time and feather it with Cameron blowing right by them both. And that's the price of new tires here. Only taken by the Radius trucks and Josh Coppernell so far, the only ones to come down pit road so far in this run, Dawson.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my eyes on it to see if anybody else maybe comes down pit road, but right now no one has done it. I'm wondering if we're about to see a strategy call. Some of these guys are going to try maybe 2-stop it compared to a 3-stop strategy. 43 laps in, if you can pit a little bit long, if you run a little bit long, maybe try just a 1-stop strategy instead of going for a 2 or even 3-stop strategy. It all depends on how this shakes out. But I expect to see somebody on pit road here soon. Is my take on things. See, Nathan Fuller is slow, looking to see if he's coming down pit road. Indeed, he is. Him and Gary Sack are going to pull down pit road. The next drivers to take the bite and roll it down pit road to get some fresh tires and some Sunoco Racing fuel.
Meanwhile, the battle for 2nd was heating up last time by Kyle Reuter and David Durand were side by side the entire lap, racing to that position. There you see this battle right now. Durand is a truck length behind, and he is peeling off of the racetrack.
Oh, he missed pit entry. He missed it entering pit road. 24 was going to come to pit road that time. He missed the pit entry, and now he has to stay out and go another lap, which is going to be a deadly mistake there. It's so costly to miss your entrance to pit road there. But you see here, it looks like some of these guys are slowing and getting on the bottom. The leader is not, but I believe Reuter and Haynes might be coming this time. Indeed, there's Reuter and Haynes, both of them coming. You see David Durand locking it up to make sure he gets there this time. So David Duran will make it to pit road there, along with Haynes and Reuter. So that leaves Jonathan Parker by himself for the race lead. And I believe we've got 6, maybe 8 trucks that have yet to pit throughout this cycle. But I noticed it looks like maybe Aaron Siciliano is slowing up to come to pit road this time. Indeed he is. That 06 is coming down pit road now. But a big thing of note, looking at the last pit here, you can see Kirfin in 8th place 11 laps ago came down pit road. Thing to note here, he is still a lap down. He is just now in the mirror of Jonathan Parker, so he's got a long ways to go to unlap himself comparative to the rest of the field. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all cycles out, especially considering if these guys can run it long like they are right now. I mean, you can very well put yourself in a good position compared to these other guys that still have that have already pit.
Well, it seems like tonight, Dawson's name of the game is going to be track position, so why not short pit and try and leapfrog everyone who is going longer? If that works out for Kirfan and Caldwell, let's see if it can work out. We see the advantage fresh tires have, but I'm not sure if 11 laps is going to be enough of the difference. Obviously, it's going to be much more between now and the time Parker pits. For the 11 lap difference between Kirfan and Parker, it's going to be a lot drastic, so it's going to play out very interesting, like you said.
Yeah, right now, Chicano's 14 laps on his tires. Alex Kirfan and Justin Duran 13 laps. Cameron Caldwell's got 9 laps on his tires. So it'll be a call to see if it works. We'll see Parker right up in the bottom there. He might be coming to pit road here soon as he'll approach his 50th lap since pitting. That's what everybody here in the top 6 will be hitting. It'll be their 50th lap under green on track if they don't elect to come down pit road yet. So for someone like Jonathan Parker, this might be a very beneficial call. For like Jason Gracias, it might be a call that can put you in position to win the race. But you know, for those guys a little bit further back, Michael Krueger, who's currently scored 5 seconds back in the lead as well, maybe a little risky to keep running it long. Same with Dalton Kelly, Andrew Elias, and Kittle McCurry. You might get some position. You see Cameron Caldwell sending it 3 wide with Kirfan and Parker to get by him. Caldwell is going to go to the 8th position in a very aggressive move by that 12 machine. That's going to be the big thing, though, is how much of a difference will this pit stop play out compared to the rest of the field? A 1-stop compared to a 2-stop. It's what I'm getting the vibe of. It's what I'm kind of getting the feeling is we're going to see these guys try maybe a 2-stop strategy, a 1-stop instead of a 2-stop, because right now they are definitely trying something. It looks like we finally have another guy down pit road. It is going to be the 44 of Andrew Elias. He will now pull down pit road and get service done. Jonathan Parker comes out 3. Hit the strike. 94 laps complete here at Nashville. See Alonso Chicano trying to get around this 81 machine, unlap himself, see if he can't make a run at anything here. You know, we're mentioning the difference in tires. 17 laps. 18 laps for Alonso Chicano on those tires, so it definitely could play a factor as this run goes on. You know, he'll have a lot more worn out tires than the leaders whenever they come in and pit finally. So it very well could play into Parker's favor to lock some of these guys maybe a lap down even. Go. Race leader Jonathan Parker is on pit road. With this pit stop, JC Gracias will assume the race lead. Haynes all right there. Krueger, of course, still staying out. Haynes and Ruger have made their stop. Looking to see if anybody else makes that bike to pit road next. So far, no more takers.
Surprised to see it's so spread out on the pit last crossing. We see a lot of different dynamic strategies here tonight, and Gracias is backing up a lot here to these guys. A lot fresher tires, obviously, but I think it's just in general, everyone's running a lot slower lap times than normal, even with the high tire wear. A lot of those staying out still.
And I'll tell you right now, the last thing some of these guys want is that there's somebody like David Durand, you're right in a good position. But Jonathan Parker, Josh Cockrell, Nathan Fuller, Gary Sack, and Elias, they're all a lap down. So a caution here could be costly because some of these guys don't need to pit. They probably won't. So it'll definitely hinder your ability to get back in it if you get a caution now. As you see right here, Gracias, 57 laps. Since he last came out pit road, 57 laps for Michael Krueger, 57 for Kelly, Caleb Curry. That's your top 4 right now. Cameron Caldwell in 5th. He would assume the race lead if they cycle back out the way they are. He has got a 18 laps on his tires. See, Brett Bennett has also been out 53 laps. Of course, the damaged truck in 8th place right now. It's all about this last pit stop they make. About when they make it to Johnny Parker to himself. It's going to come up. Next time by, it'll be 50 laps to go. And that is saying look through this field and see as Jason Gracias actually now coming to pit road. So that'll hand the lead over to Michael Krueger, defending a race winner at Watkins Glen. He won 2 weeks ago. Now he will assume the race lead. He and Dalton Kelly still staying out here on track. So we'll let the field cycle back around here. Some final pit stops here. So we still got 2 drivers that have yet to come up here. There's Michael Krueger making the right left turn down pit road, and it looks like Dalton Kelly is going to stay out a little bit longer. So Dalton Kelly is going to lead a lap. This time by. And as he does so, you see Jason Gracias pulling off of pit road right there, it looked like. So Gracias a lap down. And a slightly slower stop, but we'll have to see how these tires pay off. This driver, see Josh Cockrell to the inside of the 45. You gotta wonder if he's wanting to pit this next time by. You see Josh Cockrell washing up just a little bit. Not going to allow him to that bottom lane. There's the 4 of Nathan Fuller, the 89 of Gary Sack. There's the Elias. All looking to get by this, what is the current race leader in Dalton Kelly.
Dalton's just in the middle of the traffic right now, in crosshairs of all the different tires bleeding over, not where he wanted to be. If he was hoping to pit there, he hopefully would have pointed his truck towards the inside there and allowed everyone to notice that, but going to stay out again this time, it looks like, as everyone went through clear. We got one more coming up on him here. It's going to be Gracias.
Jason Gracias in the one right behind him, looking to unlap himself, and I got to wonder what this call is going to be like for Dalton Kelly, because if it can pay off, he's not going to have that long of a run to have to manage. At the end of this race, of course, Dalton Kelly has found victory lane here in the InThePitsNews Truck Series after winning that overtime thriller in Martinsville as the second to last race of the season. So definitely not, he's found victory lane already once before. But going to definitely try an offshoot strategy to see if he can't make something work. This 45 truck. Another driver that had stayed out as well, Caleb McCurry. You see right here, there's that 29, currently running in the second position. A great run going so far. He's been top 10 pretty much a lot of the race. He's been kind of out to make it more than that top 10 position. Right now he's currently second. he's been bouncing around in that top 10. He's had a very good run tonight. So real excited to see Caleb have a great run, and want to shine the spotlight on him as it looks like he might be coming to pit road, as is Dalton Kelly. Kelly is on pit road, as is Caleb McCurry. And with that, that will hand the race lead over. How about this? Cameron Caldwell will take the race lead here tonight.
One guy to keep your eye out on before this ends, though, Dawson, is going to be Jonathan Parker, who has just gone up quite a few positions here in the last couple laps. He's on much fresher tires compared to everyone he's racing around. He passed Kyle Rood, Brian Haynes, and Matthew Stotts in just the last 3 laps, I believe, and making a charge up through the field. Up to 4th with now 3rd going by Gicano. So up to 3rd after all those guys cycled out on that pit strategy.
He's made the moves. He's gotten up there. He's up to 3rd. He's still got a little bit of ways to go, though, and he can try to hunt down the race leader, Cameron Caldwell. Well, what do you say we take a look at some fast facts presented by Strigley Stats? Right now, your race leader, Cameron Caldwell, the most laps he has ever led in a race that he would go on to win. That number would be 43, in which he won at Auto Club back in season 1. He has never led more than 43 laps in a race. And we're looking to see here, but anytime he's gotten near that mark, he's won. 32 laps led, he's won the race. Right now, he's in the race lead at about lap 105, so he's got a ways to go. But we'll have to see if he can manage. Back in the 2nd position, looking back there, it's that number 30 of Alex Kerfin. He is making his 35th career start tonight, which you see he got passed there by Jonathan Parker. Would look to get his, I believe, 2nd career win here in his 3rd career win. Excuse me, in his 35th career start here in the InThePitsNews Truck Series. He's going to have a tall task ahead of him to beat that man just up ahead of him. That is the 81 of Jonathan Parker. And Jonathan Parker, of course, he's a rookie on the scene. He has been absolutely dominant this season. A great performance all season long. Only one finish outside the top 10, and that was an 11th place finish. So he has been on a roll, and he is looking to continue his roll and get his 3rd win of the season and his 3rd win of the career here tonight at Nashville. And those were your fast facts presented by Strigley Stats, of course. Go back up here to the race lead. Cameron Caldwell coming up on 40 laps to go. Have to see who's got the right call, because 30 laps now in, I mean, it's getting close to where they would maybe pit again for those guys that came early on that first time by, you know, to see if it would pay off.
Definitely not out of the playbook. Like we mentioned, that first pit window was so wide, so many different strategies on the table here. I wouldn't put it out. We heard David when we talked to him at the stage break that there was a possibility, for a 2-stopper, maybe even a 3-stopper. I think that's way out of the question now with how clean this has run. Gonna need a lot of cautions at the back end of it, I think, to maybe put that back on the table. But anything can happen here, Dawson, with the way the field's spread out right now.
Speaking of it, Alonso Gicano is on pit road. He was the first one to pit last time. He is on pit road now, and we're going to see if this strategy pays off, because he's going to be one of the guys to lead the way with the 3 stops, the 2-stop strategy here at the tail end of this race. But it might just be a little too late for this to work. We see Cameron Caldwell now too, though. Caldwell is going to pull the pit road.
Seems to be this was their game plan all along, and got way more coming in behind him. Matthew Stotts and David Duran also coming in.
Expect Justin Duran not too far behind. It looks like he stayed out that time. But you see the right side of that truck has taken a beating. Get a good look at it there. See the side of that truck. It's seen the wall a few times, it looks like. But Justin Duran currently in the 6th position. Going to look to see if that second pit stop can maybe make some magic work. Have to see. Right now, race leader Jonathan Parker, 3 seconds, the gap to Kyle Reuter. If you see the way the stops are, got a 9-lap difference between Reuter and Parker. So will we see Reuter and Haynes back on pit road? Durand on pit road. Kerfin now on pit road as well. Josh Coppernol has come down pit road as well to make his third stop of the race. So we'll have to see how this all plays out for those drivers making it a two-stop call in the later goings of this race compared to everybody else that might take a two-tire stop. I heard some tire squealing. Not too sure where that one came from. Adam, put on your crew chief hat. Closing laps of this race. What are you telling your driver here in terms of maybe making that final pit stop?
Depends what side of the table you're on. If you're Parker, I'm not sure what your strategy, what your game plan was to begin with. Maybe it's all out here from the end and hope no one catches you. Maybe you hope for a caution right now and trap all those guys lap down. Possibility is that could very well happen. We've seen it before, of course, and but if you get run down, we've seen him be one of the most dominant trucks we've said all season. He's pretty much vulnerable there at that stage, but he could be in for some blocking if it comes down to it here. Very narrow racetrack we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, it's really been a bottom lane affair. You get to the bottom and you run that bottom lane, you know, the only way you can get around it if you've got fresher tires. You see 42 of Josh Coppert will attempt to do further back there is Caleb McCurry. He is 10th place. He's a lap down. As you see, Coppert will pass Parker and put himself a lap down instead of 2 laps down. This is your lucky dog right here. If we get a caution, Caleb McCurry is currently first car lap down in 10th. But you see back in the background there's Cameron Caldwell in the picture. So it's definitely not a clear shot, clear cut. But Cameron Caldwell is going to essentially have to unlap himself here soon and then make his way around the field a second time to go for the race lead. And that's the thing too, it will be different. That first go around, they may just say you're a lapper, go on and go. That second go around, it'll be for position. They ain't gonna let you go so easy.
And the title life is not going to be the same as it was the first time, and you're not going to feel so much as Superman. So it's going to be a lot more difficult getting around for sure.
This strategy call so far, a pretty good benefactor to Nathan Fuller and Gary Sack. You see there's that for Nathan Fuller, currently scored in the 8th position in his series debut. So definitely a good run going so far for this Ford truck. Going to see if he can navigate the rest this way and score a top 10 in his first start here tonight.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of great potential tonight. We've seen a lot of phenomenal debut races in this league, and a lot of very unfortunate debut races. But he's done a great job. He's kept his name out of our mouths pretty much for the most part tonight, especially for all the right reasons, and doing a great job hanging inside the top 10 like you mentioned.
Got 2 on pit road. Kyle Reuter, Brian Haynes have come down to get service. They're making their final stops of the race. See Jonathan Parker putting that 89 of Gary Sack a lap down. I wonder if Sack was trying to get to pit road because he is definitely slow right there ahead of the race leader. So Reuter and Haynes navigate to pit road. Leaves us 6 on the lead lap. Curry and Caldwell have caught Parker. They're side by side here. This is for 7th, right behind the race leader. He's going to take it now. He's going to put his sights on the race leader, Jonathan Parker, and unlap himself. Running just maybe 5/10 faster than Jonathan Parker, Cameron Caldwell has. And within a 30-second gap, he's got 25 laps to have to cover 30 seconds of ground pretty much. It's going to be near impossible without something happening to Parker. Curry looking to unlap himself there back behind Caldwell. Can unlap himself off of Jonathan Parker as well. Again here, how the pit stops shake it out. 26 laps to go. Parker pit 29 laps ago. Grossi's 24. Grossi's currently 6 seconds back. He has been running faster laps, but he's going to need to put together a masterclass of laps to really pull back in and make a move for the win.
See Caleb McCurry here still stuck behind Parker. He can't find a way around this 81 truck. Running a much lower line, Dawson. Very intrigued by the line Parker has been running in consideration to the 29 truck, knowing he's right there. Seconds back the race lead. Cut 3 seconds off, but really isn't going to be enough to try and go for the win. Oh, whoa! In the wall up top there. Nathan Fuller slamming the outside wall. He rode it sideways. And as he drops it towards, he's trying to get to pit road without causing any more issues. It looks like he will. Indeed he does. My goodness, that was almost the caution that was needed. Taking a look back at what happened. I'm very surprised he didn't throw the caution out. Wow.
Got a hit in the back from Alex Kierfin, and somehow, some way, we stay green.
What a ride he took. He did a great job keeping it up in the wall first off, and then out of the way when he had tons of trucks bearing down on him. They were trying to merge into turn 4 pretty much there. Wow.
And I bet you if Jonathan Parker had seen that, his heart might have dropped if he saw that truck ride the wall like that, expecting a caution. But somehow, it stays green. With that, 18 laps at the line. Position now is Matthew Stotts. Go back and find him. There he is, the number 17 machine. He's driving the Culture 2 album. Amigos, of course. The member Takeoff, unfortunately, no longer with us. So that 17 machine. That number 17, I should say, excuse me, number 17 machine with that heating up. Alonso Chicano, Alex Kerfin, and Caleb McCurry, all three battling for position. And while they're a lap down, it's still a battle for 7th place. Chicano is going to get every point. He gets spin! Around goes Alonso Chicano. There's the caution flag, and just like that, this race has been turned on its head, and it took a spin from the defending series champion, and we will have a restart.
And that was the tire differential we were talking about earlier, Dawson. It was Caleb McCurry on his old tires just hanging right there on Parker, and Alonso trying to slice through the field, unlap himself. He sees the leader ahead of him, trying to follow his teammate through the field in contact with McCurry.
No contact with McCurry. It didn't look like there was any contact. And look, he might have just gotten it a little too hard, a little too early there. We're going to go on board with the number 25 truck. It's kind of hard to tell from that angle there. We're going to see if we can get one more look at it here. Looking from the back here. 25, see if we see any contact. Yeah, there was some contact there. It's kind of hard to tell if that was a fact of Alonso driving down or if that was Caleb coming up. But with that, caution flag will fly. And it should come as no shocker. Everybody that's on the lead lap, they're coming down pit road and they are taking some tires because guess what? They're going to stay up front. And they're going to be able to race for this win here while the other guys behind them are going to be on older tires. So the battle off pit road is going to be important. It's going to be Jonathan Parker winning the race off pit road. Jason Gracias is going to roll off 2nd. Michael Krueger is 3rd. It looks like it'll be Andrew Elias, Dalton Kelly, and I believe right back behind him there, that is going to be the number 12 of Cameron Caldwell. Unlapping himself because of that call. He was able to unlap himself under green, so he was able to put himself in a position where with that caution, he will play a benefactor and be able to pit with the leaders. So that's really going to hang the rest of the field, though, because they're going to have to either take the wave around and not pit, or they'll have to pit and just stay a lap down. So Alex Kerfin was the lucky dog. He's going to get his lap back, and of course, I would assume he would pit as well. When he gets a chance, see Josh Copperdoll is going to pull down pit road. But that is just... Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Absolutely. I think we're going to see a lot take the wave around right here. We'll see a lot of trucks staying out, other than Josh Copperdoll, who will tail into the lead lap here after the leaders all came down and took service.
Yeah, they're going to have to take the wave around if they want a shot to try to win this, because you're not guaranteed another caution. There's no shot that you can just say, oh, there will be another wreck and we'll make a move for it. It's going to have to be a case of, we have to stay out, we have to go for it. That really hurts somebody like Matthew Stotts, David Duran, Brian Haynes, Kyle Reuter, Justin Duran, Alonso Chicano now, of course, with that spin, bringing out the yellow, really hurts him. So a lot of big names there are going to be trapped in that bubble with older tires a little bit further back. But that could very well cause a stack up, too, is the thing. I mean, all those guys are going to be on older tires. They spin the tires on the restart. And that could cause a stack up in the back of the field and lead to another yellow. Big thing, don't look now. Jason Gracias is 2nd. That call to stay out and go for a 2-stopper is going to pay off, and this one truck is going to be restarting their 2nd. And he'll have a shot to go at the win with Jonathan Parker. And then Michael Krueger as well, your pick. He's sitting in 3rd right now. So it looks like Parker will go low, Gracias high. Krueger down the bottom. Elias up top, Kelly to the bottom. I believe Cameron Caldwell is going to take the high lane, and I believe he does. So they're all trading kind of back and forth. So the top 6 were able to pit or on fresh tires. 7th place, Alex Kerfin. He was able to pit alongside them as well because of that as well. He's able to stay with them because of all those wave around cars. So everybody that had to wave around, it allows for that number 30 truck to not only get the lucky dog, but he gets to be up in contention still. He doesn't have to go to the rear because of everybody else staying out. He gets to stay right there with the race leaders. So as they come around, 3 and 4, 12 laps to go when they get the green flag. Jonathan Parker, Jason Gracias, Michael Krueger, Andrew Elias, Dalton Kelly, Cameron Caldwell, Alex Kerfin all have fresh tires and have a shot to win it. To the Geico restart zone. Parker's gonna step on the gas pedal. The green flag is back out, and we've got 12 laps to go here in Nashville. Expect these guys to be a little more aggressive here on this restart. You see Parker slips a little bit. Here comes Gracias. Here comes Krueger. They're gonna make it 3 wide for the race lead into turn 3. Krueger sends it in deep, and he's going to clear for the race lead.
Dalton Kelly to 4th. He's going to push the issue 3 wide for 2nd. He is going to put his name in the hat to fight for this win. He's going to shoot back in line. Krueger is clear for the lead, but here comes Parker on the outside with a huge run.
Gracias got a little loose there in the tri-oval that had to check out the rest of the field. Now Parker is going to have to battle Krueger for the lead. Gracias in 3rd. Kelly is 4th. The battle raging on here. You see Elias trying to send it to the outside of Cameron Caldwell, but it's Michael Krueger leading the way here with just 10 laps to go at Nashville. And you can see the difference the tires make. Look how far they checked out from the rest of the field.
Gracias really wide there off of 2. It allowed Kelly to close way up on the back of the 1 truck. They're going to fight for 3rd into turn 3. Kelly's diving below him, couldn't get on the inside of the 1 truck though. Jason Gracias holding on that position for now.
Back there, just way further back here. Everybody battling for spots on these older tires. See if they can just make it last to the end of this race.
P10 on the racetrack, Dawson.
David Durant holding the spot.
Justin Durant in the middle of that has a record on the line. I believe that the streak dating back to Michigan last season of consecutive top 10 races.
He's going to have to fight like crazy to get back to it. Right now, 8 laps to go. Krueger still out front. Parker right there. He's going to have to make a run at it. You see Kelly making the run. Gracias for 3rd. Krueger scored his 3rd career win 2 weeks ago at Watkins Glen. I wouldn't say a bit of shock. He's a good road course racer, but to snap this winning streak by Cameron Caldwell at road courses was pretty big. And that was his 3rd career win. And right now, tonight, Jonathan Parker, in a season less to start, is going for his 3rd career win as well. See there, Dalton Kelly is cleared for 3rd. Now Gracias is under fire from Cameron Caldwell for the 4th position.
And has allowed Kerfin to close right back up to this fight. He is in 6th. He's driven away from Andrew Elias, who's fallen a little bit in the 7th position. Caldwell on the inside of Gracias still here, Dawson. Can't make anything happen. But he's going to dive it down deep into turn 1 and clear the 1 truck.
Yeah, Gracias
He's
got the
in
wall.
line.
Gracias got the wall there on the entrance of turn 1 and slowed him up enough to allow Caldwell to get the door open and to get inside of him. Now Gracias tries the crossover, can't quite get it to work. He's going to have to settle in for 5th right now. So as he continues to drop, the battle is for the lead. Still with 5 laps to go, Parker's going to have to make some moves because as of recently, Krueger has been faster. Oh, Krueger got the wall. Krueger in the wall on the exit at 2. That's what Parker needs. He needs Krueger to make these mistakes. Now with 4 laps to go. Krueger still faster. Trying to swing a bit wider and get a better run on exit if he can, but it's just not quite materializing to the way he needs it to. You see him send it in there to the bottom. Michael Krueger going to try to wrap it as well as they come through 3 and 4 at the stripe this time. It will be 3 laps to go. Fastest truck that time by in the top 3 was the 45 of Dalton Kelly by just about a tenth, but he's got 0.8 of a second as the gap. He might just be a little too far back to make it matter. You mentioned at the top of the show, Adam, Krueger won at Dover. It was his last oval race win last season. A track kind of similar to this one in terms of the tire wear and how it falls off. So we're seeing now he leads the way with 2 to go. Can he hold on and get career win number 4?
He does. I'll be mightily impressed after brushing the wall right there a couple laps ago, and he has not let that derail him. He's hit his marks every corner since then, and trying to put on a mission statement right here, holding off his 81 truck. Fastest truck of the year.
Coming around, white flag, final lap here in Nashville for the BSR in the Pits News, Nashville 200. Michael Krueger looking to hold off a hard charging Jonathan Parker. He's going to have a half a lap to do it. Can Parker do anything? Does he have a Hail Mary he can throw to try to go for it? Through 3 and 4, he drives it in deep, but it's not going to be enough. He's nowhere near close enough. Out of turn 4, Michael Krueger is going to win for the 2nd time this season. He gets it done here at Nashville. Jonathan Parker 2nd, Dalton Kelly 3rd, Cameron Caldwell bringing it home 4th. Jason Gracias is in 5th. Alex Kirfin 6th. Andrew Elias takes it home 7th. Ryan Haynes 8th. Kyle Ritter 9th, and look at that. He got there at the end. Justin Durand still finishing it here in the top 10. You see Josh Coppernell, PBR Racing, and Andrew Elias there as well. A celebratory tap. But it's Michael Krueger getting it done here tonight. As you see him burning it down. Gonna go nose to nose with the boss. Well, an attempt at a nose-to-nose. And he'll blow the motor, celebrating. So you'll see that 14 just slowly crawl through the grass there. With the motor blown and everything, he's celebrating in victory lane here tonight. So while he gets everything set up and ready to go, let's say we talk to our 3rd place finisher. I believe we've got Dalton Kelly here to talk to. Hey, Dalton Kelly, this is Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy? Alrighty, a 3rd place finish today. You were able to make the strategy work to your favor and get into the top 3 and put it on the podium. What was that run like there leading up to that last caution?
First off, I want to dedicate this for the Gibbs family. It's not easy to lose anyone that you love. Yeah, we didn't have the pace all race. We just decided to try to run it out, get lucky with a caution. We did, and in the short stint, we just went to basically 2 runs to the end right there. Worked, except for almost getting right reared by a guy, but he likes to wreck people, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and then what was the thought process heading into that last caution? You know, you were on the strategy of looking like a one-stop call, and that caution coming out, really trapping everybody else that lap down. What was it like to have that happen and really put you in a position where you had a shot to win again?
saved me to help me get that top 5 there. I felt like it would be me and Andrew battling for 5th because I felt like Cam was going to get us regardless how much he was coming on right there. You know, always happy to get top 3 when you're running lucky for a top 10. So I was good. Give Corey Gibbs tribute a good finish. I'm sure if he was watching, he would be very proud of that.
Alrighty, a third place finish, Dalton. What got it done here for you today in that 45 machine?
Thank you.
So that was Dalton Kelly, your third place finisher here tonight. And Adam, I believe you have our runner-up finisher here tonight. I believe you've got a hold of Jonathan Parker. Or maybe not.
No, we're trying to find him again in the.
He doesn't seem to hang out with us here in our Discord calls during the race, so it looks like he is not here right now. We're going to see if we can't get him in here at some point. But while we're in the middle of a bit of a waiting session, Adam, you want to talk to Josh?
Sure. Josh, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, we just saw you a moment ago doing burnouts there with your driver, race winner Michael Krueger. Let's first off, real quick, talk about him. I don't know if you saw it, but he made a great 3-wide move for the race win.
Yeah, so I actually did the complete wrong strategy, and I didn't take the waiver like everybody else. So I was kind of right there to see it all. And then afterwards, I was just hanging behind Andrew because I didn't want to go up there. I wasn't on a lead lap or anything, so I didn't want to go up there and mess with that whole battle. But at that point, I'm just coaching Mikey. I'm like, hey, man, just, take it easy. Parker is just washing off the corner so hard. You got this. Just back up the corners a little bit. Don't push too hard on exit. You got this. And, congrats to Mikey. I think this is the first time that him and I have raced together that PBR has gotten a win, so that's pretty cool. I was not expecting to do a nose-to-nose burnout there with him, but I was just kind of wanting to give him a congratulatory bump like everybody else was, but he was already celebrating beforehand. So, he did an amazing job. At least him and Caleb could get in the top 15, unlike the PBR owner himself. But just great job to Krueger.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle for yourself. 17th place is the final result. You mentioned you didn't take the wave around there. What was your thought process there? Did you think there were going to be more yellows and you're going to be in line for a lucky dog or something like that happening there at the end? A little bit struggle all night for you.
So, yeah, this track was definitely did not play into my preferred drive. It took me probably half the race to figure out the track, but to answer your question, at the end, I don't know, because that was my last set of tires. Everybody had like one set of tires left, so if we had another caution, all those that took the wave ring, they would have had fresh tires, and I would have been screwed. So either way, I was not on the upper hand. So I don't know. I was just, I guess I was expecting more drivers to actually pit than what we had, and unfortunately, everybody took a wave round except myself and Siciliano, and Siciliano was already a lap behind me. So really didn't change the outcome of where I would have finished, I don't think, either way. But I see you guys do have Parker, so I'll let you guys go ahead and interview P2.
Right, well, thanks for your time, real quick, Josh. While we had a little bit of downtime there.
Yeah, no problem.
I believe Dawson has caught up with our runner-up tonight.
To not get loose on the restart, I I just made a mistake and it cost me the race. I no one else to blame. The caution's the caution. It's gonna happen. So I just gotta be better. I knew just splitting it in half was gonna be fine. So that's what my team did, and I I guess it worked out. I don't know how big the lead was, but I don't even know how that happened. But I just knew there was gonna be a caution, and I just need to execute better. It was a good point stay though. I'll take it. Probably just qualify better. I mean, I wasted the whole stage just getting to the front because you can't really pass until Tyler really comes in, and I'm not sure if you saw that too much, but at least from the driver's seat, that's what it felt like. So I qualify better, and then when I am out front, I gotta just execute better. Just don't do stupid things. I'd just like to thank Micah and Jared Wilson, everybody on my team. They've helped me get better at iRacing because I'm still fairly new to it, and I I guess I showed a rookie mistake tonight. I tried not to show too many. That was a pretty bad one, but yeah, they've all helped me. I guess was that iron sharpens iron or something. But yeah, I just trying my best. I'm learning, so it was a lesson.
Yeah, Michael, congrats on the victory, first off, and let's start off with a caution with about 15 laps to go. What was going through your mind? I believe you were about 8 seconds behind Parker when that caution flew. Was the first thing you thought?
Low key, Adam, I was actually legit bummed out a little bit there. Actually, I was actually kind of bummed out a bit there. When the caution came out, I really didn't think I'd have much of a chance to win that thing. I really did not. I just thought that, just initial thought, I thought, oh, this is going to bring Jason and Jonathan together. That's going to set them up to battle it out. And then, yeah, and well,
Yeah, I did bring them together and battled it out, but you made an impressive three-wide move off of turn two, made it stick down the back straightaway, take the lead, and eventually take the win. What was that pass like from the driver's seat?
well, just going through 1 and 2, I was trying to I had going through my head to not full throttle it, and I was just kind of feather it just a little bit, like get close to full throttle, but not like straight up like fully full throttle. And I noticed Parker got a little loose through in the middle of the corner, and that messed up Jason. That when I got off too, I just saw the door open up for an opportunity there to just go for the bonsai 3 wide, and that was going to be my only shot at getting them. And I had to take it, and I was just going to send it deep into turn 3 regardless, no matter what there for that result there. And I sent it in there, and I just barely I just barely cleared Parker there, and I just had to just pull away from there. I just keep on pulling away from there. I mean, basically, I just had to make a bonsai effort there to make that pass there for the win.
And once you were able to clear him, a little bit of contact with the wall for 2, did you think he was going to get to you after that? It was a pretty hard-fought battle all the way to the checker between you and Parker, of course.
Oh yeah. I thought once I got about 3/10 gap on him, I figured that he was going to also be pushing really hard. I was pushing extremely hard too. I mean, I just had to just run qualifying laps basically, and I forgot what lap it was, but I got really close to the wall. I probably have to lift him a little bit, but I I don't remember actually hitting it. I don't think. I got really close though, and I thought I was in big trouble for a second when I nearly hit the wall, but somehow the gap just maintained itself there, and I just kind of had to regather and just kind of reassure myself that I couldn't afford to do anything like that again. Because if I do that, Jonathan would not make would definitely close the gap and would get much closer.
For sure. Well, congrats again on the victory, your second consecutive in the league. And before we let you go, who do you like to shout out after a great performance here tonight in Nashville?
I gotta thank it from the top, my teammates Josh and Caleb. I gotta also thank Josh again for having me a part of PBR. I'm very excited to bring back-to-back wins home for PBR this season. I'm so happy to do it. Had to make it a little exciting to do it, but really proud to be a part of PBR. And yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for taking your time and talking with us, Michael. And hopefully we talk to you next weekend again.
Thank you, Adam.
Well, Dawson, that's our race winner here from Nashville tonight.
Yeah, bringing it home, P1. He is now the second driver this season after Jonathan Parker to score multiple wins on the year. We only have ourselves, I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different winners on this season. So not really too much in the department of different winners, but Mikey and Jonathan, only 2 drivers to have multiple wins on the season, and current points leaders as well. So no shock there, but Mikey is going to slowly try to cut into that points lead that Parker's got, and that's going to help there with a win tonight and the finish ahead of him in the stage. So definitely interesting all around. That late caution really kind of threw a wrench in the plans of how it was going to play out. Parker pretty much had that race locked up, but just couldn't execute there on that final restart. So, Adam, what are your closing thoughts on how that went?
Well, very dramatic finish to a very, very calm race for the most part. Very, very dynamic up front with all the strategies, different races playing out, of course, throughout the entire field. Really, really wish we could have saw what happened with the strategies playing out if it had went green the entire time.
Yeah, it would have definitely been fun to watch it shake out, but the late caution, the late spin by Alonso Chicano leads us to a close restart to the end of it, and Michael Krueger walking away with the race win. And so with that one there, that'll do it for us here tonight in Nashville. Congrats again to Michael Krueger on the race win. A hard-fought victory gets him in victory lane tonight. Second time this season, second time in a row, should say as well. And so it was definitely a good one. But looking ahead, after tonight, next Saturday, we go to my home track. My old stomping grounds, Kentucky Speedway. I'm excited about that. I know nobody else is excited about it, but I am excited about it. So definitely looking forward to that. We got Pocono a little bit after that. We got an off weekend there for Thanksgiving. Then we head to Pocono and a couple more races to kind of close that. But we're getting closer and closer here to that playoff date. January 21st is going to come here sooner than you know it. So definitely just keep watching here because there's a lot of exciting racing still left to go. But next week Kentucky, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturday night on JCTV. Some more racing this week as well. The Slide Job Racing, I believe, has a race this upcoming Tuesday at Talladega. That is going to be the big one. Definitely want to keep your eyes open for that one. Then I want to say it's going to be next Friday. NAOR Racing League, they are going to have a race, and it looks like they're going to Auto Club next Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, I believe, but don't quote me on that one. So that'll do it for us here tonight. From JCTV, it's Adam Kuhn and Dawson Allen. We're signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and congrats again, Michael Krueger, your race winner here at Nashville. We thank you for tuning in, and as always, saying so long, and have a good rest of your night.